What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So we're once again back here with another new look rebuild, and today we have ourselves the Indiana Pacers. Of course, just literally made the NBA Finals and had a heartbreaking injury occur in Game 7. But outside of that, the biggest thing that happened this offseason is their starting center walked in free agency. And I don't think really anyone saw that coming. We all thought he would be a Pacer. He was the longest tenured Pacer, and now he's just gone, and he went to their biggest on top of that, their biggest rival. He walked to them in free agency. Absolutely crazy. Let's go ahead and jump in and do a new look Indiana Pacers rebuild in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. If you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. So, of course, the Pacers didn't do a ton this offseason, I will say. It's not like they made a bunch of splash moves or whatever, but if we go kind of take a look at what they did do, so this probably is, yeah, so they got like 3 two-way guys. They bring back James Wiseman. They bring back, Tony Bradley. I almost said Thomas Bryant. Tony Bradley, Thomas Bryant's still a free agent right now. Isaiah Jackson was re-signed coming out of Achilles injury, but it's a pretty good contract, so... And then they, of course, acquired Jay Huff from the Grizzlies as well. And then the biggest thing, as we're all aware, is that Halliburton will be out next season. Unfortunately, he will not be playing, so we'll have to see how good this team will be without him. Nembhard, I assume, will take the point guard role for this upcoming season. You'll have Mathurin and Nesmith starting. It'll be something along the lines of that. But yeah, this is what the Pacers did. Not a whole lot. The biggest thing, of course, like I mentioned, is that their starting 5, Miles Turner, who was a Pacer for the longest time, it feels like, is now in a Milwaukee Bucks jersey, which was just quite shocking. It was probably the most shocking free agency signing this free agency period for sure, especially how the Bucks were able to pull it off. And the fact that he walked to Milwaukee, and he's already kind of said some crazy things as well. So I would have to imagine when he goes back to Milwaukee or back to Indiana, he's probably going to get booed. I could be wrong. I'm not a Pacers fan, so I can't pretend that will be the case, but not shocking in the slightest if he was booed when he returns to Indiana. So you have Siakam, Nembhard, Halliburton's injured, and you got Toppin, Nesmith, and McConnell all going down in overall, which is a little disappointing. But let's go look at this rotation for year 1. Obviously, we need to await Tyrese Halliburton's return. I would imagine the Pacers are still a playoff team. It's actually kind of crazy as well. Right before, I don't exactly remember what game it was before, but they traded for their pick back from the Pelicans, which was just crazy timing because... maybe there's a world where they're a bad team. I don't see that happening, but they could, in theory, tank this season if they wanted to, even though I don't think that's what they will do. So let's go ahead, take a look at the lineup going into year 1. So PowerRank only has us at 27th overall, which isn't the greatest by any means, but here is what it kind of looks like right now. So one thing we also need to do is move Nembhard to point guard, obviously. So we're going to do that right now and switch his secondary position back to shooting, or put his secondary position back to shooting guard. So that'll fix that problem. So now you have Nembhard, Ben Shepherd, Mathurin, Siakam, Isaiah Jackson is the starting 5. So yeah, Mathurin, I think I'd rather start Nesmith probably. So we'll start Mathurin and Nesmith together. But yeah, it's probably gonna be like I don't know who their starting center will be, whether it's Wiseman, Jay Huff, but I feel like it'll probably be like a committee thing. So we're also gonna go to a 10-man rotation, and I know Rick Carlisle loves to play his bench, so Wiseman's going to get some minutes too. McConnell, Jarris Walker, Nesmith, Obi Toppin. So the only thing I want to fix here, as I mentioned, is I don't want Nesmith to start. So we'll do something like that where Nesmith gets to start. And then Nembhard can get as many minutes as physically possible this year. So we'll give him like 33, 34. And then Siakam, of course, being our best player, I think he needs to get some more minutes too. So I will see you. That's Isaiah Jackson. I will see you guys at the end of year 1. I don't think I'm going to do anything at the trade deadline. I think we're kind of set with what we have right now. We have to wait Tyrese Halliburton's return, and then once he's healthy again, be interesting to kind of see what this team is going to be looking like next year. Starting center is going to be a position we need to figure out today. For now, I would imagine the Pacers kind of have a competition as far as the starting 5 is concerned between these 3, and maybe even an outside chance of Tony Bradley starting. We'll see. So if we end up being a lottery team, that may not be the worst case scenario, but I would imagine that's not going to happen, but we shall see. So at the end of year 1, even without Tyrese Halliburton, actually pretty impressed with how this team did. So Jokic is your MVP, Flag is your Rookie of the Year, Collier is your 6th man in Utah, Wemby's your DPOY, Kita is your most improved, and Siakam is your clutch player. Wow, 26-4. And Mike Brown, Coach of the Year in New York, and Zachary Staples is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. So yeah, not too surprised to see no Pacers here, although it would have been really cool to see one of them make it with Halliburton gone for now, but nothing going on here. So we end up as the 3rd seed in the East, at one point at the beginning of the season, we were holding on to the first seed. So I thought there was like a really realistic chance we were about to get the first seed in the East. But 20-6 from Siakam, 19 from Mathurin, 14 from Nembhard, 12 from Top, and 11 from Neesmith. 10-8 from Isaiah Jackson. So not bad in the starting center role. I mean, he's a little undersized, so I'm not really sure I want him to be the starting center throughout the video, but not a bad season from him in the absence of Miles Turner no longer being here, and then 4-3 from James Wiseman. But I still think we probably need a better center next year. So we get to play the Raptors in round 1, which Toronto is usually a pretty good simulation team, so would not shock me in the slightest if we get bounced here in round 1, but here we go. So game 1 is going to go to us. Good start. Siakam with 23, Shepard with 23. I also did extend Shepard and Neesmith. I think I did that exact same thing. Not a good game 1 for Neesmith, but we still won. But yeah, he got extended, and so did Shepard. So both those guys are extended going forward. Going to be 2 really good pieces for us in the long term. So we won game 1, and they won game 2. They win game 3, and we're going to be in Toronto. No, we're going to even it up. So now we go to a game 5 on the road in Toronto. Or sorry, this is Indiana. So let's see if we can win in game 5. Take a 3-2 lead here. I love nothing more than to go far in these playoffs again, even with Halliburton gone right now. And it looks like we are going to win game 5. So now we just got to win game 6. And we're going to a game 7 back in Indy. So game 7 in Indy to get to the second round with Halliburton being out of the rotation entirely. It's a close game thus far. Toronto, of course, is an interesting team in the East too. We have the lead most of the game. Are we going to hang on? We do. So just like that, Neesmith has a big game 7, and we're moving on to the second round. And we get to play the Pistons. So the Pistons actually swept the Cavaliers. So pretty interesting there. The Pistons have Cade, Ivy, Asar, Tobias, and then Malik Beasley ended up going back to the Pistons, even though we don't really know what's going to happen with him in real life, if he's going to be, cleared, guilty or non-guilty or whatever. So game 1 is about to happen, and it is going to go to us. We beat them pretty good there. We do have home court advantage, and we will win both games at home, and they're going to win theirs too, aren't they? No, we're up 3-1. We won one on the road. We win another one? No, another game 7 is going to happen. So we're back at home for game 7. We were just up 3-1, so losing here would be heartbreaking. But man, oh, wait, we might get back in it slowly. Nah, I think they got it. So they're going to beat us in 7 in the second round, which is definitely disappointing. The Knicks beat them. Timberwolves and Knicks. The Timberwolves going to win it all. For the first time in I don't know how long, the Mavericks didn't win a championship in year 1, which I'm surprised by. But Wolves get it done in 4 over the Knicks. So LeBron's going to call it a career. And now we get to head to the lottery. So as I mentioned, we'll have our number 1 or have our first round pick this year, which is nice. It'll be pick 24, very similar to where they were last year. Carlisle remains the head coach, of course. And then on draft night, I think the biggest thing is, of course, we know we're getting Halliburton back, which is going to be huge. And then we just also need to draft well. And I mean, we could also maybe even use this pick to trade for a starting center, because that's going to be our biggest weakness right now, as we're all very much aware of that. So if we could find a way to do that, that would be the most ideal scenario, and it looks like we are under the aprons to make something happen like that. So I think that's what I want to try to do. So before we jump in and draft, I'm going to explore the idea of trying to get that center position attacked right away, but we'll take a look, and if we don't find anything, then I'll just draft with pick 24. So I don't love anything in particular just yet, so I'm going to go ahead and explore some other options first. So I think with this selection, though, we're going to go ahead and take Braden Burries here out of Arizona. So this gives us kind of a guard in the future to place like McConnell, or if for whatever reason we lose Nembhard, which I hope that would never be the case. But yeah, we're going to take Braden Burries here with pick 24. So Walker's going to be back, Jay Huff is back, and so is James Wiseman. And then qualifying offers, Quentin Jackson and Benedict Mathurin. Obviously, Mathurin's going to be someone we look to re-sign. Okay, free agency. Mathurin's going to ask for not too much money, which is nice. We do have the ability to maybe get to... So, if there's a center free agency to go for... Hartenstein would be my favorite target by far, but we're not even close to being able to make something like that happen. He would be nice to add to this team, but again, getting there is going to be super rough. So maybe he's guy we target at the trade deadline if we don't like anything here, but I do think it's important we address center this offseason, not wait it out too long. So outside of that, I'm not really sure if there's any other free agent center that I liked. I mean, Robinson would be cool too, but again, we just don't have the money to offer anybody anything too crazy. So I think we are going to just look to re-sign Benedict Mathurin, and he's not going to be asking for that much money, which is also going to be really nice. So we're going to give him a deal, not even think twice about that one. So that is done. And then we do have the ability to sign another player, but I think our next move is going to be coming through a trade. So yeah, starting center position will be attacked, but let's go to player progression first. Let's let everybody sign in free agency, let the dust settle, and we're hoping to attack a center position before we get into next season. So Isaiah Jackson's up to 78, but again, I don't think we can trust him to be our starting center going forward. Jarris Walker is in the last year of his rookie contract, so he is someone that I feel like eventually could be traded away from Indiana. I'm just not really sure what his role is going to be with this team eventually. We're going to go ahead and head to 2K Hoops Summit, and this is where we're going to ultimately try to submit a trade for a starting 5 for next season to put him next to Halliburton and the rest of the squad. So I am going to go ahead and target Zubac of the Los Angeles Clippers. He'd be a legitimate starting center for us next season. Him and Howley could be a nice combo to have going forward. He's on a really good contract for the next 2 years as well, so Indiana's owner loves that too. So I think that's where I want to go with this if I can. I would be fine with throwing in another player if need be too. So let's see if this is going to make something happen. Let's just say it's Jarris Walker, don't be topping, and we'll throw like maybe J Huff, for instance. Well, I guess they can't take on any more salary. What if I just offered that, and they say no, it weakens them too much as a center position? What if I throw you my 2028 first, and just like that, we get Zubac off the team? So Jarris Walker, unfortunately, or on the team, Jarris Walker unfortunately heads elsewhere, but we get our new starting center for next season. That was going to be the ultimate goal, and we have accomplished that. We do have to cut our roster down to two players, which it's probably going to have to be Ray J. Dennis and I guess it's Quentin Jackson, who shouldn't. Well, I mean, yeah, so we're going to have to release both of them. So Quentin Jackson, both of these guys were on 2 ways. They just kind of get back to qualifying offers, and now, whatever. So that is done. We can go into year 2. Halliburton will be back. We need to put Nembhard back at the 2 guard for sure. We're not going to have him obviously come off the bench. I mean, we could in theory, but I think Neesmith probably hits the bench, and Matherin probably starts at the 3. So once I have that fixed up, I'll show the rotation for year number 2. So here is a rotation going into next season. We got Halliburton, Nembhard, Matherin, Siakam, Zubac, Neesmith, Isaiah Jackson, Shepard, and TJ McConnell. So kind of our same team all over again, other than obviously it's not Turner, it's Zubac instead. So shot tendency is Halliburton can have a higher shot tendency. Nembhard's is fine where it's at. And then Matherin and Siakam would be kind of like that second and third scorer. So we just need Halliburton to be aggressive. Sometimes he definitely isn't, but if we get an aggressive Halley all season, this team should be back where we were. So unfortunately, 2K has us powering 23rd overall, which I find that surprising, but we ended up being really good last year, and I assume with Halliburton being back, that same thing would happen again. But hey, maybe I'm surprised and this team sucks, but it looks like we're starting to turn things around. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. We should be a playoff team, and I'd be very disappointed if we were not, but we'll see what 2K thinks, I guess. So at the end of year 1, year 2, Luka Doncic wins MVP in a Clippers jersey. Why doesn't he just ever resign with the Lakers? I swear that barely ever happens. But Boozer's your rookie of the year in Utah. Harper's your 6th man. Wemby's your depoy. Carter's your most improved. And Steph's your clutch player. Kid coach of the year. And Hobson is your executive. So here's your all-NBA first team. All-NBA second. Halliburton does make it on here. So with him being back, had a really good season. He averaged 26 and 10. Love to see that. All NBA third team, all defensive first team, and all defensive second team. So I will be honest, the record that we had was not what I would have had in mind for this team. We end up as the 7th seed, and we only went 42 and 40. So really disappointed by that. Maybe Zubac wasn't the best fit, but I mean, he was the cheapest, really good center that we could possibly get. I don't know. It just didn't seem to work. Maybe there's going to be a different thing we have to do this offseason. We shall see. But we are going to go ahead and shrink it down to an 8-man rotation for these playoffs. I know Rick Carlisle likes to go deep and all, but I'm going to let my 8 best players do the talking, and let's see if we come out on top. So I would love to avoid being eliminated in the play-in by the Nets. That would be really embarrassing. So let's see if we can go out here and win at home and get into the dance again, because we were just in the finals 2 years ago. So being in the play-in is not where I want to be right now, and we do win. So 98 to 119. Now we get to play the Knicks. So obviously these two teams matched up, and they've had quite a few fun playoff games, but we're looking to have this one swing our way like last time, or I guess the last 2 times. So 1-0 start. We're up 2-0, so maybe we're a fake play-in team and we're actually a legitimate contender, but we need to win at home, go up 3-1 here. I mean, we were up 3-1 on the Pistons last year, and we saw how that ended. So let's actually go up 3-1 and take care of business, hopefully this time. So can we hang on to this one? We will. Barely. They almost came back, but we're 3-1. Now we go home. Or actually, we're on the road, but we'll go home for game 6 if we don't take care of business here. We could punch our ticket to the second round again, eliminate the Knicks here, and it looks like we will. 123 to 118. Huge game for Benedict Mathurin, averaging 23 or 20 in the playoffs so far. and now we get the Hawks, which are usually a good team in 2K as well. So not a bad start. We got to the second round last year, so let's see if we can't actually, maybe get past the Hawks this time. So we got Trae Young, Daniels, Riche, so kind of the same team. We're all aware of the Hawks. They did add it, Colin Sexton and Darren Peterson, of course, from that draft pick they got on draft night from the Pelicans and the Bucks. So game 1 is going to go to Atlanta. Game 2 is going to go to West. So we get one on their home floor. We went on our home floor. Can we win another one? Yes. Can we beat them in 5? Yes, we can. So we have punched our ticket back to the conference finals. We get to play the Bulls, and I know for a fact they don't have Luka Doncic, so why are the Bulls this good, you may ask? I have no idea. We're about to find out. So we have Fox there instead. So it's Fox, Kobe White, Dosunmu, Williams, Kessler, Casey Wallace, Buzelis, Corey Kispert, Okoro, and Benny. So it's kind of funny because I think most people would agree that the Bulls are one of those teams that are like stuck in the middle right now. And 2K just thinks the Bulls are a contender, I feel like, every year. They're always usually a good team in the 2K sim for whatever reason. But are we going to be able to punch our ticket to the finals? Let's find out. Game 1 is going to go to Chicago. Game 2, we even it up. So we get one on their home floor, and we'll win on our home floor. Can we win both? Yes, we can. And we are going to go to a Game 6 back home. So let's see if we can't take care of business here and win Game 6 and get to the finals again with this Pacers team. So can we go from the play-in to the NBA Finals? Let's find out. Halliburton being healthy again is going to, in fact, punch our ticket to the NBA Finals, 34 and 24. But do we get the Mavericks or do we get the Oklahoma City Thunder? I'd love an OKC Thunder rematch, but it is probably going to be Dallas if I had to guess, and it is the Mavericks. So the Mavericks, they're always very tough to beat in 2K. So we are going to continue with our 8-man rotation, and we're just going to hope for the best. So let's simcast game 1 because it is a golden opportunity for us right now to win a championship at this very moment. If we're able to get that right now and not worry about it later, that'd be beautiful. It looks like we might be able to squeeze game 1 from them, and we will hang on to game 1. But I've seen in the past where when I've been the road team against the Mavericks, I've taken game 1s from them before, and it has not mattered because they win the next 3 or 4. So we got to win this one too. Let's let's just absolutely stamp things here. But the Mavericks look like they're going to take care of business here, and they're going to go up, or tie it up, I should say. So now we get to go back home, and we have a golden opportunity to protect home court. But will the Mavericks have something to say about that? We shall find out. So it's a close game thus far. We have the lead in the second. Third, they take it back. Back and forth game. Can we hang on? Yes, barely. But we're up 2-1 right now. Okay, so we protected our first home court game. Let's protect the next one as well, shall we? Let's see if we make it happen. Game 4 in Indiana. Let's avoid having it tied up. Can we make it happen? Gonna be a close game, but it looks like they've had the lead majority of the game, and they're gonna get it done here. So we're gonna have a tied series going back to Dallas for game 5. Okay, here we go. Game 5 on the road. We were already able to win on the road before. Can we do it again? No, they're gonna blow us out to smithereens this time. Damn, not even close in this one. We gotta force a game 7 ultimately. Do we have it? Do we have what it takes to force a game 7? We shall find out. Game 6 in Indy to force a game 7. We're not dead yet. Come on, man. Come on, man. Can we get it done? They're going to have the lead. Can we? Oh, my gosh. We have forced a game 7. I thought we were done for 41 points from Halliburton and forced a game 7 back to Dallas. My hands are currently sweating right now. I don't even know why. But I'm just trying to get a championship early on with this team. So we've run 8-man rotation this whole time. Shepard is currently cold right now, but he's just got to work through that. Please give me a close game, too. Okay, that's all I ask for. One thing I also need to make sure is autosave is on. Okay, so we have the ability to jump in. I just want a close game at the very least. If we blow them out, great. But just don't get blown out. That's all I'm asking for. So close game, please, 2K. Give me a close game. That's all I'm asking for. So far, it is a close game. But are they going to run away with it here at the end? Yeah, they are. Of course, why am I not surprised? They're going to go up 20 points in the fourth quarter, and we're not going to be able to get back in it. So 33 and 10, the Mavericks beat us in 7 to ultimately break our hearts because we're 1 game away again from winning a championship, which is just so disappointing. So here are your retirements. McConnell, the last time he did a Pacer rebuild, retired very early, but I don't see him this time around. Did I just see AJ Green, or am I crazy? He did retire at 27. We're retiring. It's kind of weird, but all right, 2K, whatever. So let's go to the lottery and let's go see what we have going on here. So this isn't going to matter for us too much. Grizzlies get number 1. And then as far as our pick is concerned, we do have the 17th pick. So we get to add another rookie to this team, which, I mean, Braden Burries might play a big role next year. Who knows? So let's go to draft night and try to hit on this pick again. I feel like Burries could be a good player. Let's go pick 17. We have Costanza, who I've seen go in the lottery before. So having him here may not be the worst thing in the world, although we could take Keon Anthony as well, or Dwayne, or Jordan Smith. So, or take Cameron Holmes. Daniel Jacobson's not a bad idea either. So I think I'm going to take Cameron Holmes here, though. The 6'7" forward guard out of North Carolina. We get Cameron Holmes and Dusty Pickett. Can't two-way him. Player options, Jay Huff. I'm going to decline. And Kanachings, I think I just combined both his names, but we're going to decline it. For a fee, I guess I'll accept. Okay, no free agents to speak of, which is good. Now, nothing to really worry about. So the only thing we really need to kind of think about is if there's going to be like any trades that's going to happen. So I think got to see kind of how some of these guys develop, because Cam Jones was their second round pick, by the way, that they got from the Spurs on draft night. So, I mean, I guess it just kind of depends on how everyone develops. We're not going to make any moves in free agency, and we may be over the second apron now for all I know. I would have to look at that. So let's go look at player progression. One thing we do have to keep in mind, though, is Nembhard and Siakam are both free agents next year. So that could be kind of troublesome. But Mathurin's up to an 85. Shepard is up. Cam Jones up to a 77. Birdie's only up to a 76. So nothing too crazy. McConnell's probably out of the rotation next year with him being a 73, unfortunately. So are we over the apron? Let's see. 220. I mean, we're like, I think the second apron right now is $207 million in real life, and we're like 3 years into the future now. So there's a possibility we'd be under it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't even know what position I'd want to upgrade if we were going to do anything. Because, like, I think the only thing I can really consider right now is making, like, a big move, whether it's trading Siakam or Nembhard, because both of them are expiring. And Zubac is expiring too. So, and so is Isaiah Jackson. So this fully could be the last ride with this team currently as constructed. So this is a very, very important season and a very important deadline coming up. So I think that's the best thing we're going to do is we're going to take this into the trade deadline, and we're going to look at every option on the table. We were just one game away from winning a championship. So I'd like to not shake up the boat too much, but we also want to make upgrades for the future too. So nine-man rotation going into next season is going to be Halliburton, Nembhard, Mathurin, Siakam, and Zubac. So kind of the same starting five we ran last year with Nesmith, Isaiah Jackson, Shepard, and Cam Jones is kind of the new addition to this rotation, who was their second-round pick this year in real life. So I will more than likely see you guys at the deadline, because there's a lot of things to figure out, whether it's like some extensions or some trades. But I imagine this team is good again. I mean, we weren't very good in the regular season last year, so the possibility we're just like a 500 team again and we end up going to the finals, but despite all that, but deadline is definitely going to be probably a movie if I had to guess. At least that's my thinking. We'll see if it turns out that way. So we are at the trade deadline, and I think the first thing to look at, because currently right now we hold the first seed in the East, we have to keep that in mind. But looking at some of the things that we're seeing right now, so like Nembhard wants to sign an extension, and I think we got to re-sign Nembhard. He's kind of a valuable piece to me. A lot of teams would love to have him, so I am going to extend Nembhard to start things off. I think that's fine. Siakam is the one I kind of wonder about, although I will say he's only asked for $25 million. What's he doing right now? 16 points per game. That's the interesting, tricky part. Do we just let Siakam ride it out this year and worry about it in the offseason? I don't know. Isaiah Jackson is currently our backup five, and he's actually doing pretty good. So I think we're going to go ahead and extend him as well. So that's done. And then Shepard, and then like McConnell, which probably at this point are done for. Nesmith, Siakam. So, and then Zubac can't sign extension at all. But Siakam is the one that's like kind of interesting to think about. Like, do we trade Siakam? I don't think we can with how good we are right now. He would resign for cheaper, but he is 33 years old, so we've got to keep that in mind. I think there's a possibility we let it ride with Siakam, and maybe he walks in free agency. Like, we can get Joel Embiid, which would be kind of interesting, I would say. What's his deal looking like? He has a player option next year worth $69 million. I don't think I can jump on that, honestly. Murray, Quickly, Gobert, and Rupert, and Damian Lillard. So, funny that Damian Lillard's back on the Blazers for $57 million, by the way. Derek White, and then Markkanen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as cool as Markkanen would be. I think we just got to hold stand pat right now. I mean, we're the first seed in the East, so Siakam's going to be the one not getting a contract, and we may have to let him walk in free agency, or we may look to re-sign him, or maybe even sign and trade him. I guess we'll just have to see. But 34-19, we just get some extensions done instead. Don't shake the boat too much because the team's doing good right now. I will see you guys in the playoffs, and hopefully we hold on to that first seed. So Cooper Flagg wins MVP for the Mavericks. Walter Clayton's Rookie of the Year in Milwaukee, which is kind of an intriguing landing spot for him. DeBanza's sixth man in Orlando. Wow. Honestly, I don't even know how well that would work. DeBanza, Paulo, Franz Wagner, that'd be kind of a crazy forward rotation. Scoot's your clutch player, and Kidd is your coach of the year. So we have to keep in mind that DeBanza's in Orlando. But that's probably a really bad spot for him to be, not going to lie. Halliburton will be a second team, so the team was really good again, which is nice. But it's all about getting back to the finals, of course. We got to get through the East, and then we'll see if it's Dallas or whatever team. But let's not think too far ahead. So here are your player stats. You had 24 from Halliburton, 20 from Mathurin, 17 from Siakam, 12 and 11 from Zubac, 12 from Nembhard, 10 from Neesmith, and 10 and 8 from Isaiah Jackson. I do think it's pretty paramount that we win a championship this year because Siakam and Zubac both being free agents gives me a lot of uneasy feelings that I don't really know what this team's going to look like next year if we don't win it now. So I actually want to start Isaiah Jackson, which is kind of weird to me, but whatever. So it's only round 1. It is the Knicks. We were able to beat them last year's, and they have Kolek as their starting point guard or starting guard. And we are going to be up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes. Can we beat them in 5? Yes. That was easy peasy. We take care of the Knicks. Now we get to play Detroit, which is a team that beat us last year or whatever, or a couple years ago. They beat us. They came down from 3-1 to take care of business. So let's avoid that happening again, hopefully. So we're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. We're up 3-0. So far, so good. And we're going to beat them. Okay, Dallas, Minnesota on the other side. It's Atlanta, who we did beat, I think, last year. But they do have a fully developed Darren Peterson now, so we've got to keep that in mind. Could be a lot different this time. And their bench is pretty stacked, too. Fox is on it, so yeah, we'll see. Fox and Halliburton, former teammates in Sacramento, as we're all aware. We're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. So far, so good. And even though the Hawks looked kind of scary on paper, we beat them in 5. So we're back in the finals. Again, we have to play the Mavericks again, more than likely, if I had to guess, unless Minnesota comes back. Oh, boy, they might be coming back right now. Let's see. Can we get the same draft class players playing each other, or is it going to be the Mavericks again? It is going to be the Mavs again, I think. Okay, well, the Mavs beat us last year in 7. Let's see if this time it's going to be any different. This is going to be a big one, man. So, game 1 is going to go to us. Good start. Blow them out, too. 27. They have Anthony Simons now in Dallas, which is interesting. Okay. Game 2 is going to go to them. Game 3 is going to go to us. So far, something through game is starting to work. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. Okay. We beat them in 5. Oh, my gosh. Yes, we can. Okay, so we came back from last year, losing in 7, and this time around we beat the Mavericks in 5. So that is a beautiful way to end this video. So what did Dallas have? They had Simons. Maybe Simons kind of hurt them. I don't know, but I ain't going to question it. They had Hardaway now back 2 on the team, but ultimately we beat them in 5. It is always Dallas, but I'm happy to have beaten them. So that is going to be the way this video ends. We don't even have to worry about the Siakam and Zubac problem. We got a championship right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank all for watching. As always, continue to comment down below teams you feel like are done with their offseason. This is Crushables. By the way, I'm actually recording this video. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Never mind. Just disregard what I was about to say. I will probably have a share scenario update. I mean, there was like I think Josh Okogie got waived today, and the Hornets signed a new 2-way. So like, maybe we'll upload that. That's the last update as far as I'm aware. But this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.